everybody, thanks for watching. I'm here again with John Erickson. He is out on his deck. And do you have any balls there with you, John? Just can you whack a ball for us, just so we can see? This is John's canyon.
Okay, let me just go get an iron real quick because the driver, I'll hit it into the houses over there.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay. All right. It's kind of cold up here in the Bay Area today, so.
Yeah, gotta go
All right.
loosened up a little bit.
All right. We'll take a.
All right, what
Okay. Well,
iron was that?
that's a 5 iron.
All right, cool. Okay, so people were asking about this, and I've asked you about this several times over the last year. And I don't feel like I have any better grasp on this than the first time I called you. So when we talk about tripping the shaft, I wanted to
Right.
do a specific episode about what you mean by tripping the shaft. Some people have said, okay, are you just twisting it? Are you drooping the club? Are you doing this with your whole body? Like I know that in the Hogan modules you go like really deeply into this, and then probably the best way to really learn it is just by like doing the drills, I would imagine, and then you would start to feel what it is. But try to put like a little bit finer point on what exactly tripping the shaft is, because of all the Hogan stuff we've seen, it seems to me like the real missing piece that ties everything together between cup left wrist and then being able to hold shaft flex through impact is this in between move that you're doing with tripping the shaft. So what do you mean by that?
Tripping the shaft is, the definition I would say is, if I were to take this golf club, I have the head here, and I were to trip. In other words, I kick out the grip end of the club. So I'm going to trip. If I were tripping somebody, I would kick out their leg. This. So what that does, by moving the grip end, you're in a sense tripping the shaft of the head. So the manipulation is not really with the club head, but it's more what we're doing on the grip end. It's not it's not just a rotation of the forearms. What we're doing is we're taking the shaft and we're tripping the shaft. That's really the best way that I can explain it. Now, I have to say this with a bit of trepidation here. It's not just that. This has to be done while it's moving laterally. So the tripping of the shaft has to be combined with the proper lateral move in the lower body when we're dealing with the transfer of weight and the direction from in a more of a diagonal from the right heel to the ball of the left foot. This combined with tripping the shaft, and then post tripping the shaft, then the direction that the hands are going, moving down towards the right hip pocket, then would create the complete action. So it's we have many drills in the Hogan modules. We specifically teach the tripping the shaft in the Hogan modules. In the ABS modules, we would be open to other ways of, we would just call flattening the shaft, whether it would be the super slotting drills, or if we took the Trevino way, or we're taking out and moving in, or you could try and just flatten it through form rotation or whatever what people are trying to do. But the Hogan method is unique in what he was doing in tripping the shaft. Um, I'll try and do a little more extreme version here to give the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, there's such a beautiful flight on that golf ball. I'm really sold on this method, but it took me a long time to get there. And even understanding it conceptually, it's been a lot of work and drills to get to where I can execute it in such a way there. Rapid fire, I'm able to now rapid fire golf shots. I did a video recently on the Hogan module update. This would have been, I guess, October. Yeah, so October 2025. I hit drivers off the deck, just literally not even on a tee, and lined up, 3 or 4 balls in a row, and just rapid fire. I learned this from Mo. I don't think you own anything until you can rapid fire, until you can just go boom, 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 boom. Then, so I'm right close in my journey through the Hogan modules myself, because I'm a student of this stuff as well. I'm getting close to where it's starting to integrate into my swing. My swing is my swing, and working on the Hogan modules, it's manipulating and moving my swing a little bit closer to what Hogan was doing, and I'm really loving the ball flight that I'm getting. It's really exciting stuff. So tripping the shaft is not just one thing. It's not just kicking out the grip end. It has to be combined with the lateral move, and the intention afterwards has to be working the hands into the right position down close to the right thigh. It's not just a form rotation. It's not pushing the hands out towards a target or other stuff I see people teaching. It doesn't have anything to do with it, any of that. So it is of its own thing. And the best way for somebody to learn it would really be to sign up for our class, and then we'll show you how to do it.
Okay. Okay.
Trying to explain it in a 5-minute video
Sure.
is not really doing it justice, because it takes a lot of work and a lot of training, and it's just incomplete. And I don't really want to mess people up with it, because if you don't combine it with the lateral move and you don't get the hands moving down into the right hip pocket after, then it's just not going to work, and it's going to mess people up. And my objective is not to mess people up. I don't want to mess people up. I want people to become better.
So of all the, like you were telling me before, that there's this, you do the Hogan modules, there's a lot of like academic stuff, but then the actual rubber meets the road in this like 30-minute workout that people are set to do, and that you've been doing, and you've been striking the ball better than you have maybe ever. What is the one thing in that 30-minute workout that you're really enjoying doing the most? Like, what are the thing that you're like, oh, this is where this really is, like, I'm feeling it here. This is where I really like to do.
I would say that probably the lateral move, push off the right foot, and I've got I don't know if have you seen that kind of like football sled thing that I built?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, let me take you over here.
That'd be great. Oh, cool. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So this thing is got a couple sandbags, and I basically built a frame with a pad on here. And what I will do is it allows me to create a resistance to where I can push off my right foot and keep my shoulders and my hips closed, so I'm able to.
Yeah, yeah.
So this has been something that's been really good drill to do for working on moving laterally and having resistance, so I can actually build the muscles with some pressure like you would. Because the problem without having some kind of resistance, and you can do this against a door jamb or a tree or something, this is just a really good device for doing this.
Yeah, that way you can go hard at it.
This way I can work on, now I can work on these other things that we talked about, and do it in a more efficient manner. And then if I'm going to hit a golf ball, then I can move right in. Let me go grab a club here.
Yeah, sure. I would love to see it.
One of the first things we do in the Hogan modules is we have an exercise, what I call the free ride down. exercise. And it's a combination of these other things, other drills. So there's several drills that we would do that would then enable us to do the free ride down drill. Hogan didn't really set his hands early. He kind of lagged the club back a little bit off the ball, but then they would set pretty quickly from P1 into P2 to the position at the top. But if I were to, let's just say, make sure that I had a full turn of the backswing, and then we would work on this moving laterally
Mm-hmm.
and tripping the shaft, so that we would have something like that. So we have to kind of learn these things in sections. Um, we can't. There's no magic bullet that's going to teach you to swing like Hogan. It's not any different than learning a musical instrument, learning chords, tying them together with scales, this sort of thing. It takes time to do this. And we would doing ABS Module 1 drills would be required to be able to do this drill. So as we would work through the various drills, we would get to a point to where we would be able to start with the at the top, and I'm hitting that really solid. It's not a full speed swing, but if you slow that down, you're going to see that it's very much now in the conversation of Hogan.
Okay, gotcha.
You can cut that, slow that down, and you're going to see the lateral move. You're going to see tripping the shaft. You're going to see the hands moving into the right position. But anyone that's going to try and do this isn't going to be able to do it. Not likely until they learn, the proper Module 1
Mm-hmm.
strikes, the protocols here, the backswing turn, getting the rotation, the weight transfer to the right foot, the lateral move, which I just showed here. How we would do. This is a great way to train here. Greg McHatton, who I know you'd worked with, right? He would do that with the golf cart. He would have on the golf cart, he would have us moving, laterally pushing off the foot. It's not anything new here, but it's combining these things together. And then, of course, none of this stuff works at all unless you've got good post-impact pivot acceleration,
Right.
here on this side. And we're very specific about where the hands are going, what the club face is doing, the equipment, heavy heads, stiff shafts, no offset, um, all of this stuff. It's a package deal for the Hogan stuff. Yes, you have to have a wide stance. Yes, you need full rotation. Yes, you need to get all your weight to the right foot. Yes, you need to trip the shaft. Yes, you need to move laterally while doing that. Yes, the hands need to move down into the right hip pocket. Yes, you've got to rip hard with the forearm rotation into the strike. Yes, you've got to have great post impact pivot thrust acceleration into your finish. Yes, you need firm grip pressure on the club. Yes, you need Module 5 ABS stuff. You need the freedom in the wrists. You need to have the flexibility in the wrists and the firmness in the fingers. That's a very specific skill set that allows for tripping the shaft and transition and all this. Leaving out any of these things, and you could just end up hitting the ball terribly. So
Right.
um, again, it's a package deal. We have to really work on all of these things. But one of the things with the Hogan modules that we're doing is we're offering all of the drills all at once, as compared with the ABS modules. We worked somebody through Module 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, all the way through 9.
Right.
Specifically, the players that have been having the best success with the Hogan modules are the guys that have already been through the ABS course. Kind of
Yeah.
makes sense. However, I have set up the Hogan modules to where you could come in not take the ABS course and jump right in with the Hogan modules, and it should all work. But it's going to be usually better players. Um, but I do think that I do have a couple of high handicappers that are going through the Hogan modules. I have a guy that's like a 25 handicap, and he just went out and shot 39 for 9 holes.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
At a legitimate golf course, a 6,900 yard golf course. So good. These are the kind of things that we want to see having happen. If that makes sense.
A little detail. How do you when you're at address and then you're at impact, how much more forward have your hips gone? How much have you like net gained?
I haven't measured it, but I think it's probably might be 6 inches or something.
Yeah, because whenever I've seen Hogan and then like he then at impact he's quite a bit forward, I would feel that like I would block everything being that far forward of where it was at address.
Well, one of the things that you'll see with Hogan, the lateral hip move really he keeps the spine tilt pretty preserved.
Yeah.
You don't really see him over here with the torso, right?
Okay.
You see a lot of people, and this is the problem I have with like the stack and tilt people that are like going like this, trying to.
Yeah, Stack and Tilt has said that they're kind of the heir to the Hogan swing at some point.
Yeah, no, it's not right because they don't believe in transferring the weight to the right foot, and they're not when you're here, if you're not getting your spine tilt, then you don't have access to the 430 line over here. If you're here, you're cut off. You can't get the shaft in the correct position.
Right.
And you see Hogan coming down. He moved laterally, had a lot of spine tilt here, which then opens up the 430 line. We're just wide open right here. Those arms can come right down into here, and then we're allowed a nice level rotation through the strike and up into our finish. If you're starting here, you're just cut off. There was a term that I heard when this first started coming out. People were saying they feel stuck, like I'm stuck.
Yeah.
That term didn't exist when I was coming up in the persimmon age. There was no getting stuck because nobody was swinging like this. You're always getting over to the right side, all of your weight on your right foot, and then moving laterally to the left side, leaving the 430 line wide open for us to get the club right down into here. And then from here, we can then rotate level into the strike and then accelerate, push off the right foot, accelerate up into our finish.
That's great. All right, so where can people learn more about this, the Hogan modules and everything?
So if you go to advancedballstriking.com, there's a homepage there, and there'll be links for the Hogan modules, for the ABS course, and all of the conversation and everything is happening on the forum. So that would be forum.advancedballstriking.com.
Cool.
Again, advancedballstriking.com will take you there. We also have persimmon drivers that we're custom making that are set at 48-degree lie angles, 16 ounces, just like Hogan had, like Mo had, like George Knudson had. So that's really good to get into those.
Where is that? Is that under the gear section of the page?
What's that?
Where do we find the drivers? Is that under the gear section of the page?
That would be on the homepage. Well, advancedballstriking.com.
Okay, cool.
So there's a link to that also. So people can email me at john@advancedballstriking.com. And of course, the YouTube channel that we have, John Erickson YouTube, John Erickson Golf.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We did a really long video. I'll actually probably do it backwards. I'll probably put this video up first, and then John and I did a really long video earlier. But if you want to see it, you got to make sure to subscribe to this channel, Be Better Golf. Also, click the join button. I'll put up all the raw footage and everything. And stay tuned because I think we're going to persuade John to come down here to Southern California and do some videos with me. And then also during that trip, we might have a little clinic, maybe like a Mo Norman style clinic where you just like whack balls for us and talk about what you're feeling.
Sounds like fun.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Okay.